Hello and welcome back to week 6 and day 26 of Mule 4 in-depth training. So in last week or last day, you have seen how to design RAML, and in the last 25th day, you understood about how to create data types, best practices while creating data types, and also resource types. So with this, whatever I wanted to tell about designing RAML is almost done. But actually, in our use case, we still didn't describe some of the URIs. So what you can do is you can take it as an exercise. Before you proceed on to this video, make sure that you saw the previous videos of API design and make sure that you complete this entire API. I've told you for each URI what methods to describe. So you can actually apply the resource types collection and member wherever possible and try to complete this designing of the API. That is the exercise which you have to complete before proceeding with this lecture. So I will continue with this existing one. Fine. Now, whatever changes I have done it on the anypoint studio, and there are a lot of unstaged changes. If I want the Git to actually track these changes, I have to stage them and finally I have to commit them. So let us see in my design center in the API specification. If you see, it is not yet in sync with Studio, because we have not yet committed. So if you want to sync whatever is there on your local anypoint studio to be in sync with the one in design center, you have to commit. So what I will do is I will add all the files to stage changes. Then I will write a commit message. Done with API design. So I'll commit and then I will push to this origin, remote origin, and the branch is master, push. So it will take some time to push. Fine. So whatever changes I've done till day 25, I have pushed. Now, today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to discuss how to publish your API specification to Exchange, anypoint Exchange, so that the team members within your organization or the stakeholders within your organization can give their feedbacks. Then we'll see how to share the API on public port thing, how to create API fragments and what are these API fragments we'll discuss. Then how to use these API fragments. So with that, with today's discussion, we'll complete day 26. We'll complete the API design and later we'll start with management of APIs. Fine, let us go ahead. I hope, yeah, you can see that the changes are pushed. I'll close this and I will refresh the design center. Design center, of course, it is pulling the code from GitHub. See, everything. I have data types, examples, resource types, everything. Fine. Now I am done with the design of the API. I need feedback from my stakeholders. So what I need to do is I need to publish the changes to anypoint Exchange. So either I can click on this publish button in the design center and publish, or from to publish to Exchange. So what I will do is right now, I will publish it from design center. Fine, publish. So it is asking what is a asset version. You are publishing an asset. to anypoint exchange. Assets will have versions changed. Whenever we modify our API and publish, the asset version will increase. So it is asking what is the asset version. As we are publishing it for the first time, we should give 1.0.0. And what is the API version? This is V1. 1.0 I can give, of course. Okay. And this is a stable and stable to release. I'll publish this version. So this will be published to anypoint exchange. I'll show you the exchange next. Just wait. Yes, I can see publish to exchange. See the asset page in exchange. I can right click and open the link in new tab. This will take me to the actually I can see the restaurants as API. I can just close this. I don't see anything here. Does this? Restaurant SAPI. Hey, what is this? I'll click on this restaurant SAPI. Yes, you can see here. It actually took some time to load this. Okay, so if I click on summary, points, and you can see the documentation by clicking on get. So in API exchange, anybody within your organization can see this. Okay. So if you want to go to anypoint exchange from the main menu, what you can do, you can click on this left menu. You can go to exchange. I clicked on it. It will take me to the exchange page. Actually, we are in exchange in this restaurants SAP. If I go back to asset list, this is how it looks like. Here, all assets I have selected, and it is showing assets from, if I select all assets, it will show the assets published and published by Sivaprasad. So if I select only the assets belong to ZeroToSiva, actually my organization name I gave is ZeroToSiva. These are the things. Hey, wonder. Actually, a REST connector is automatically created for your SAPI. I will tell you how to actually use this REST connector for consuming the REST API later. But just understand, this is one question as well. Once, what all you need to do to create a connector for your REST? You just want to anypoint exchange, a REST connector will be automatically created, and we can use this connector in our studio as well. How? Let me tell you. I'll create a new. I'll go back to the API. Test. Okay. Fine. Now, what I can do is I can click on search in exchange, and I'll make sure that I'm logged in using the username. And now I'll search in exchange for what is the restaurants SAPI is a connector name, right? Restaurant, I will search. Yep, you can see restaurants SAPI from publisher ZeroToSiva. I'll add it. And then I'll just say finish. This will download the connector from the exchange and add it to my project as a dependency. Oh, what is it saying? Following exceptions were encountered. What is it saying? There was an issue. The following exceptions. there was an issue. Okay, it shows that there is an issue. I'll click on error logs, finish. Oh, I'll cancel it. And now if I see the error logs, what is error? I want to see failed to collect the dependencies, failed to read the artifact descriptor, could not transfer. Okay, what? Blocked mirror for repositories. Okay, so there is some error, right? I will try to resolve this error. One thing is, actually, once the connector is downloaded, it will try to add the connector as a dependency to form.xml. So you can see, let us see here. Under dependencies, it is not yet added. Actually, the connector will be added as a dependency in form.xml, and Maven will try to download from the exchange. But for this repository, anypoint exchange v3 repository, this is the Maven repository URL. From here, we need to download. But what are the credentials published from my download it? Others should not be able to download it. So I need to give credentials. How? For Maven, as you know, the home directory is C drive, users, my username sivaprasad, .m2. Here there will be settings.xml. I'll open it. And here in settings.xml, we need to configure servers tag. Server ID is any exchange v3. Is this the same thing? Anypoint exchange v3 for this repository? I have to give my credential. So I'll give my username ZeroToSiva. It was actually different. So now I'm giving ZeroToSiva, and this is a password which I used. Okay. So now I gave the credentials to download from this repository, Maven repository, and with name anypoint exchange v3. The same repository is there. If you need to download any artifacts which are private to your user, you have to give the credentials in settings.xml. So under .m2 settings.xml. Okay. So this settings.xml, I'll keep it in the Git repository. So you can use my settings.xml and modify your credentials also when you are practicing. Fine. Now I changed it. So let us again try to download from Exchange. Restaurants SAPI, add, download now from the Maven repository. Oh, again there is an error. I want to see the error log again here. Cancel, and let us see the latest error log. There was an issue downloading. Okay. Group ID is this, and group ID E51. Actually, let me go to .m2 repository and check now. Sorted E513. Under this, Mule plugin restaurants SAPI 1.0.0, but I don't see the jar file downloaded. So sometimes if the download is not happening, we just have to come to repository and we just have to delete this folder. Now, let us see. I'll again try to search in Exchange. Restaurant. Add. Finish. Hopefully now it should download the dependency and add it to my project. Let us see. Now you can see restaurants SAPI got downloaded and added. And you can see within this project, restaurant SAPI connector got added. Did we write the logic for this connector? No, it auto. You can see there are a lot of components like add a new menu, add a new restaurant. You just have to drag and drop this add new restaurant if you want to add a new restaurant. And you have to configure the connector configuration. It always points to the host. This is whatever we have given in the base URI, right? So, okay, there's a connector configuration. Then whatever new restaurant request that I want to send, you have to send it as payload. That's all. You can just drag. Very simple. Get all restaurants. You can configure the connector, and there are and page, right? Automatically, you can just pass the values of page size and page here. That's all. This will make a get all restaurants request. So this connector will be automatically generated once you just publish change. So this connector, we don't write anything. We just published the specification. Automatically, this connector got generated. To use this connector, you just have to search in Exchange and add it as a model. Then you will be able to use it. Fine. But the issue, whatever we faced, actually, I wanted to show you this issue. The issue what we faced is if we want to download any asset which is actually specific to our organization. See, there are a lot of common assets provided. Without credentials, you'll be able to download all this from the Mulesoft's. If Mulesoft has published any connectors or APIs, you can download it automatically. But if you want to actually add any assets which are specific to your organization, what you have to do in your Maven .m2 settings file, .m2 folder, you need to configure settings.xml. Actually, you can actually Google for settings.xml of Maven, you will get it. More importantly, you don't need all these actually. Only thing is, you can delete this. Okay, only thing is in settings.xml under server ID, this must be same as the repository ID here inside pom.xml, anypoint exchange v3, and you have to give your username and password. So using this username and password, it will download from the Maven repository. So this settings.xml, I will actually put it in the Git repository. In Git, you can find a folder for day26. And there you can download this settings.xml and use it while you are doing your exercise. Fine. So we understood how to publish the assets to Exchange. Exchange will be visible only within the organization. If you want everybody to actually view this API outside of your organization also, you have to share this API onto public portal. How? I will click on share here. Once I am in this API in Exchange, there will be share button. Click on share. And here on the right side, there is public. Publish it to public portal. It will ask me to select what API versions I want to share. I want to share v1.0. See, earlier it was a private API. Now, if I select it to publish, it will become public. Save. So this API is published to public portal. But how do I know what is the public portal URL? I'll go back to the asset list. Inside Exchange, when I'm in Exchange, here I can see the public portal URL. I'll copy it and I will open an incognito window. So I am not logged in. I just give a request. See, it's asking me to log in. I'll close this. First, I will click on this link. Yeah, this is a public portal URL. See, anypoint.mulesoft.com/exchange/portals/ this is my organization name, ZeroToSiva. Okay, I'll copy this now. Now I will go to incognito window, paste. To visit this URL, you don't need to be logged in. Anyone, as it is a public developer portal, anyone can say this. I can click on this without logging in. Anybody can also see your API. Okay. And as this is your public portal, if I go back here, I'll be able to customize. I'm logged in right now. I'll be able to customize the look and feel of this public portal also. By default, this is the look and feel. You can upload your logo. You can actually set this wallpaper. Everything you can customize by clicking on the customize. Okay. But right now, let us not go into this customization. This is how you can actually publish your APIs to public portal. Don't worry, we'll again visit public portal when we are doing API management. Okay. So in day 26, I've just shown you how to publish your API specification to Exchange and share it to public portal. In the next lecture, we'll discuss about what are API fragments and how to use them in your API specification. See you next lecture.